Cats, welcome back. We are at WAI 2025 in Denver, Colorado. I'm Carrie Cat 1, and I've got Michaela Cat 2, and we have got an exciting podcast for you today. I feel like I'm in the midst of a star. Michaela, do the intro.
Yeah, so we have Angel here, who's also known as CargoBae. Those watching may have seen her, heard of her. She's quite the star. She flies for UPS. We're allowed to say that. Rocking the brown. And we're here today to talk about just you and how you got to where you are. And yeah, I just throw it over to you.
Oh, great. Well, thanks for having me on today.
Thanks for wearing the Cargo Cat pin.
You know, I love cats and I love cargo. So when I saw the pin, if I were to come up with an airline or logo, it would be exactly the Cargo Cat pin. So thank you so much.
Thank you for sporting the cut.
Happy to be here. I'm definitely not a star or whatnot. Yeah, I'm just a normal girl that flies boxes through the sky. So thanks for having me.
So,
how did you get to where you are? Did you go, I don't know, did you have the normal, like, up to UPS, like people maybe imagine it, where you flew, like, single pilot cargo stuff, or did you come from a corporate background, or how'd you get here?
Yeah, my pathway was, I'd say, normal. I grew up in the town of East Orange, New Jersey, which is just outside of Newark, and I wanted to be a pilot since I was 11 years old. And so,
what determined that for you? Did you see a female pilot? Did you see Top Gun?
Nope, none of that. I was sitting in my 6th grade science class, and my teacher, I remember Mr. Cadis, he introduced the topic of astronomy. And so here I am, 11 years old. Oh man, this is awesome. I want to go to space. I want to study the stars, the skies, the universe. And I was like, I want to be an astronomer. And then later on, as the lesson would progress, I found out that not only did we have astronomers, we had actual astronauts going to the moon.
Right.
And so at that point, I was like, screw that. I don't want to just study the stars from the ground.
Yeah.
I want to be on the space shuttle. I want to go to the moon.
Yeah.
And so I researched the different positions on the space shuttle, and I was like, you know what? Being the pilot of the space shuttle sounds like the coolest job. So
for sure,
that's how I settled into becoming a pilot.
Okay.
I got my first telescope when I think it was like 10,
Yeah.
4th grade.
4th grade?
Did you get one?
Because I said I wanted to be an astronomer. I wanted to be just like Ptolemy and Galileo and all of those. Yep, I forced my parents to buy me a telescope, and then I had to throw it away once I wanted to become an astronaut.
So did you go through Part 141 flight schools or 61, or what was your process getting up to?
I did a hodgepodge of everything. Yeah. So fast forward to my sophomore year, somewhere between my sophomore year and junior year in high school, and I stumbled upon a nonprofit organization called the Eagle Flight Squadron, and they're in East Orange, but they moved their location to next door to my house. But it was an abandoned firehouse.
Okay.
And just one day, Eagle Flight moved into there, lights on, and I was like, what's going on inside of here? And little green sign on the door, learn to fly here.
Oh, yeah.
Literally across the street from my house.
So you're like a junior, senior in high school.
Yep, junior, senior high school. So I want to be a pilot. I don't know any pilots. I don't know how I'm going to realize that dream. I just knew that, all right, I need an education. So I knew I needed a 4-year degree. So I was all over to go to college. So how am I going to pay for college? I was like, I'm pretty athletic. And my dad, he went through college on an athletic scholarship. So I was like, okay, I'll leverage my athletic ability.
Sure.
And then I'll pay for college. And at that point,
what did you do athletic?
Basketball and volleyball.
Yeah.
But basketball is not your basketball is my jam. You played basketball?
I did. Yeah. D3. But.
D3? It's something.
6th grade.
Oh, we would dunk on you.
How about we climb too?
Oh my gosh.
How much too?
And so I figured I would play basketball, use that to pay for college, and then at some point I would get a job as a professional basketball player, because I was like, I'll join the WNBA or play overseas, but that'll be a job, and then I'll have enough money to start paying for flight lessons. So that was my plan all the way up until I ran into Eagle Flight, Divine Intervention at its finest, across the street from my house. Joined the program, and it was run very much like a JROTC type program.
Okay.
And so got in there, and then I was able to start flight training.
So I started at 17. How old were you?
Yeah, same. I was 16, licensed at 17.
Okay.
My private at 17. And then I went to an aviation college, Jacksonville University, Go Fins, down in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I got my instrument through my CFII while I was in college. And then I was working full-time as a flight instructor. But then it was 2008 when I graduated college, and it was during the Great Recession. The Great Recession, so here I am, 350 hours with my commercial multi, ready to get my first regional airline job. And then, the economy was in the pits, and I was a starving flight instructor. And so I was like, man, if I want to continue flying, I'll probably have to look into the military. And that's what I did. I went, spoke to all the military branches, and I liked the Coast Guard's pitch the best. And so, signed up to be a Coast Guard pilot, and we go through Navy flight school, and so I went through flight training all over again. This time the military way, and did 11 years active duty. It's my contract in the Coast Guard, and
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What were you flying for the Coast Guard?
I was flying the C-144. The Costa looks like a baby C-130.
Okay.
Or I guess the civilian equivalent would be like the ATR, just the high tail.
Very
And so did that 11 years in the Coast Guard, and then at the end of my commitment, I came directly to a UPS.
All right.
Wow.
I love that story. That's like completely different than what we've ever heard with the path. I love that you had the college and the military, and then eventually found your way into boxes, which, in my opinion, I like flying boxes. Quite a bit.
Yeah. So the thing is growing up outside of Newark, all I knew was a hometown airline. So I was like, oh. My 11-year-old CargoBae was like, when I grow up, I'm gonna fly for Continental Airlines. I'm gonna be based out of Newark Airport, and I'm gonna fly wide-body jets around the world. So that was my dream. That was my goal. And then just seeing the industry and how it was going through its ups and its downs through 9/11. I was in high school, but I saw what it did to the industry, and then they raised the retirement age to 65. And then the Colgan crash raised the ATP minutes to 1,500. So I'm seeing the industry go through all of these major lows. And so fast forward to now, I'm in the military, and my military colleagues, when they're retiring or separating from their respective services, they have the qualifications to literally go to any major airline that they want. And so I saw my squadron mates choosing to fly cargo, UPS or FedEx. And I'm just like, I never even thought about it because I never saw it. And I was like, cargo, these guys and gals could literally go anywhere they want. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to look into this and see what these cargo carriers have to offer that's making these prime candidates want to go. And did my research, got my mentors coming to conferences like Women in Aviation and OBAP. I was like, wow, I saw the light. And I was like, holy smokes. I'm going to fly. Yeah, this is it.
I think that's what it takes. It takes, whether you're young or a teenager, whatever, for someone to put that idea or that spark in you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't know what your potential is if you don't know that it exists.
You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Yep.
How long have you been with UPS?
5 years now.
Okay.
I got hired back in 2020. So at the height of the pandemic. And it was a great time to get on with the cargo airline.
Good time to be flying cargo.
Great time to be flying
That's
cargo.
awesome.
Got there at the beginning of the COVID hiring wave at UPS. My seniority has grown.
What's your favorite city or area that you've flown to?
Oh gosh, so we have to pick different regions. So I have my favorite domestic layover, I have my favorite European layover, and I got my favorite Asian layover. So my favorite domestic layover, and let's just say I love palm trees, Hawaii. Maui is my favorite domestic layover, and Honolulu is a close second, but just Hawaii, definitely. Hawaii in general is my favorite domestic layover. Stateside, I guess, domestically, I would say Philadelphia. And I'm from Jersey, and I was just like, Philly's down the street, but just the downtown area,
like Philly cheesesteak.
The Philly cheesesteak, Philly just has so much soul, and
it does.
So I really enjoy it. It does. So I really enjoy the Philly layover, stateside. So my favorite European layover would probably be Germany, Cologne, Germany.
I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
we
That
flew
it's
there.
amazing.
We used
I've
to-
never
We
personally
flew
flown.
there. We
I
flew
know.
there a while ago.
But I've heard that's one of the like top ones
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is it what is it? The chocolate, the beer,
All of it. Yeah. The chocolate, the beer, the glühwein, like
Oh,
the
the
Christmas
glühwein, I've had
markets. There's just so much culture.
Yeah.
There's like a melting pot. Everybody's out there.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy Cologne. I enjoy the UK layovers. Since Brexit, I can't loop them in with Europe, I guess.
Right.
Our UK layovers are great. We do Stansted and East Midlands.
What do your schedules look like? Or just on average?
Generally speaking, 7 days on, 7 days off.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's my jam. That gives me enough time to go to another country, and then we fly intra-theater
Yes.
and then come back.
Okay.
That's usually the length that appeals to me. We do have the longer ones, and we have shorter ones. They're just
Okay.
crossing. So just depends on what your niche is and
Sure.
what you
Okay.
like to do.
What airframe are you on? You might have already said that. Did I miss?
I know, I didn't even mention that. I'm on the Boeing 757 and the Boeing 767.
I think we like those airplanes, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else flies. Those are fun.
Yeah. 76 better than 75 in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Big girl,
75,
she's my big
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
That's wonderful.
Do you have any stories, any funny stories that have happened to you?
Oh gosh.
Michaela, I'll tell you what, Michaela and I have shared some stories like before, and I had this little dog, Bob. He was a bulldog that jumped up into the cockpit
Oh my
on
gosh.
the Embraer when I was flying people, and he wouldn't get out.
Oh.
Anything funny like that has happened?
Oh my! Not while flying at UPS. Nothing too crazy, because we don't even fly. We fly baby chicks. So I guess
Yeah.
those are like live animals. We're not transporting Shamu.
Yeah.
Or you think Kentucky, but people are like, oh, so you have the horses and for the Kentucky Derby. I'm
Yeah.
like, no. I think something happened way back, but way before I was at UPS, and they're just like, you know, we're not doing live animals anymore.
Yeah.
So we have the baby chickens, and those are cute. But so UPS, no funny stories. I think the funniest stories would probably come from when I was working as a CFI, just fucking civilian side, and my students do the darndest things.
They do. Never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. But I had this one student that, private primary student, and he just kept on looking inside at his instruments. And clear, beautiful day, and we're flying BFR, and as CFI, they're just like covering up the instrument panel. Look outside. Are you straight and level? Look outside? And they're just like. So I had this one student his eyes were just trained inside. And then so I just sat back and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him, because
Let him
he
do it.
got himself into a dive.
Ah.
Like we are going like nose down into the ground. And I'm like, hey man, you might want to look outside. And he's just, okay, they're not really listening. He's just,
Yeah,
okay,
right,
still trained
right.
The
inside.
glass is full.
Their
Yeah.
glass is full. They're
Yeah.
not hearing anything. And his airspeed's going up. You can hear the engines speeding up. And I said, hey man, you might want to look outside. And he was like, huh? And he finally looked outside. And then he started screaming. He was like, ah! He put his hands up in the air like we're
my
about to
God.
crash. And usually as a flying instructor, we try to keep our
Yeah.
professionalism.
Yeah.
Alive.
Were you
And
at
that's
fi-
why
were
I'm
you at
supposed to.
5,000 feet? Or
It's our attitude was so extreme, but we were probably maybe 2,000.
I was kidding.
No. No, we were in a safe altitude, but just seeing him freaking out, and he freaked himself out, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's why you need to look outside so you don't dive into the ground when you can see it.
But
so.
I bet you that was one of those lessons for him that
Yeah.
that was a groundbreaking lesson. Hopefully.
It was.
He looked outside next time.
It was. He was looking a lot more outside. I was like, hey, are we going to hit the ground today? And he just, no. And I'm
No,
like,
we're
why
good,
not?
we're
Because
good.
I'm going to look outside. Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Let's transition to what do you do in your free time when you're not working and
When I'm not working, I am
not see what Brown can do for you?
I'm always see what Brown can do for you. When I'm not working, I am a mom. I have 3 little ones, ages 5, 7, and 10.
Wow.
So
You're in the midst of it.
I'm in the midst of it. My kids each of them do 2 sports apiece. So when I'm home, I am just shuttling to different practices all day. There's
Sure.
track meets there's baseball games, there's volleyball meets. I'm busy when I'm at home. So
I can imagine.
I go to work to rest.
Yeah. I
and
don't
sleep
blame you.
and get out here every 2 seconds. But wait, when I'm home, all about the kids. But I also have a side business because, of course, I like to keep myself busy. I like my plate to be my cup to overflow with.
So let's transition to that. What is your side business?
My side business, it's a consulting business. And so you've heard of a life coach before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's heard of a life coach. Have you ever heard of an aviation life coach?
No.
No. And this stems from the amount of attention and just questions I would get from social media. And I have CargoBae has such a huge social media presence. So my inboxes, my DMs will be full of people asking for very specific information.
Sure. Yeah.
So the
Okay.
information that I post as CargoBae is very generic. Hey, these are the different types of flight schools. Pick one for you. These are the different paths. But in order for me to give you like a specific flight plan tailored like to your life, your situation,
Yeah.
that takes time.
Sure.
And I already said I got 3 kids running around, so I don't have just the time to sit here and dive into your life and to give you a proper plan. So I was like, what if I went ahead and made this a business?
Yeah.
And so
You saw something
Yeah.
missing in the system.
yep,
You
saw
felt the
something in the
niche.
system. Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's so cool.
filled the
I love
void.
how we have met so many entrepreneurial women here
Who fill
that are
those
filling
gaps.
voids
Yeah.
in this industry.
Absolutely.
It's like phenomenal.
Because there's a need.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I think I can fulfill this need, and there's enough interest in it. So let me go ahead and throw an LLC on top of that. And
Absolutely.
it's CargoBae Consulting.
CargoBae Consulting.
But it's a lot of people say, hey, I want to be a pilot. And these are people from all walks of lives, all ages. They're just like, I want to be a pilot. What next?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
And
boom,
you have that tailored.
take it from there. Yep, have it tailored for them. All right, let's do this. And let's get situated with your local flight school, so on and so forth. And that's
And
so
you're, like,
they start their
follow-ups
journey.
with them and stuff
Oh, yeah,
like
oh,
that.
yeah.
You're like
Keep
consulting
them
throughout.
accountable and also add value as a CFI. So if they're struggling in flight school, let me talk to your instructor so we can have that conversation. Okay, where is my student struggling or my
Yeah.
client struggling in? And we can have that talk. And if I feel like, and a lot of students, I hate to say it, going to flight school, it's a business. So they're there to, a lot of places will milk you
Oh,
of
yeah.
your
Oh, yeah.
funds.
What they do.
And you have your $10,000 in the hole and you
Yeah.
didn't even solo yet, or you have
Right.
nothing to show for it,
Right.
when you
Yeah.
should have your license by the, or
Absolutely.
definitely be soloed.
Yeah.
So I'm just there to serve as a middleman to make sure we're not wasting our money.
You're an
And then-
advocate.
I'm an
Advocate.
advocate, absolutely, and I keep up with it. And I tell my clients, hey, you are the client. This is a business. If you're not getting your needs met, then we'll switch flight instructors or we'll
Right,
switch flight
right,
schools.
yeah.
You don't have to stay, but
Right.
a lot of primary students, they don't know that, so they stay and
I
waste money.
feel like that is a huge area where students do feel like they can't fire their flight instructor.
Because they don't know.
But they can.
Yep.
The flight instructor could also not fire their student, but like
Absolutely.
if they're not working, like
Yeah.
that's so important. That has to be
Absolutely.
that connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I could
That's
see you on
amazing.
stage one day, like at a
Oh,
TED
yeah.
Talk or
Oh,
whatever.
for sure.
and- because you're bringing, think about it, you're bringing the voice of someone who's been in the military. You have a voice in professional career, corporate America, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then you've got the voice as entrepreneur. So a lot of people put themselves in a box, I think, and like you're doing it all, which is so
Is astronaut
Awesome.
still on the?
It's so,
Because
so,
you got the background. I'm just saying.
So the
They've got open
astronaut thing.
applications.
So when I was looking at, so back when I'm looking at my college choices now, so yeah, back to now I'm in high school. I joined the Eagle Flight program, so now I have a path to realizing my dream of becoming a pilot. And so becoming an astronaut, specifically a pilot of the space shuttle, and now I know their backgrounds. I think 100% of their pilots come from the military.
Oh, okay.
And so their military, still military background. And I was just like, oh, I chose to go to civilian college rather than a military university. So I was just like, oh, never mind. I guess that's when I tailored my dreams, just being a regular civilian pilot.
Okay.
And then so fast forward after college, after JU. So now, boom, I'm in the military now. And the solicitation to be an astronaut did come out while
Yeah.
I was in the military.
Yeah.
But at that point, they had privatized space travel and
Yeah.
they were trying to send astronauts to the moon, or excuse me, to Mars, or like training for a Mars mission. And so there was no real guidance or direction with the space mission. It was like in limbo.
Sure.
Yeah.
And plus, I found out, you
You
know,
get stuck up there?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You get stuck up there. And a lot of folks were trained to be astronauts, and majority of astronauts don't even go to space. Did
No,
you
they
know
don't.
that?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
holy smokes! I could
Yeah.
do all this training, get all these quals, and get my
Yeah.
NASA wings, and never even go to space.
Never go.
I know.
So I was just like, no, I'm good.
You think out things so wholly and completely. Like your decision making, I wish I had been so focused and thought of all my stuff so well.
It just happened. I'm just
Yeah.
in these situations, and I'm like, oh, the timing's not right, or my life situation changed, and now the whole astronaut thing, like I had kids, I was married to kids, and I was like, I don't want to just be out of this world
Right.
for.
And I think that's important for people to know. If you have a goal, sometimes life might do
Absolutely,
this.
absolutely.
And you can still work toward that goal. Your path
Absolutely.
might not be straight to it. You might be going doing this and roll with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just leaving yourself open to opportunities because I never thought I'd be one ex-military pilot and two a UPS pilot flying cargo. It's just because I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't see it, but as life was progressing and I'm paying attention to the aviation industry, I'm seeing what's going on, and so now I can pick my path, choose my own adventure, and then stick with it.
Do any of your kids want to be a pilot?
Yes. So the baby, she's 5. She's just happy to be alive right now. So she's all over the
Everything's
place.
amazing.
My 7-year-old son and my 10-year-old daughter, they want to be pilots.
Oh,
And I was like, you don't have to be a pilot just because I really want an engineer. I wish I was a cat. I'm a sidestep real quick. I wish I was a cat and I had 9 lives so I can fulfill different things with each life.
yeah.
This life obviously is meant to be a pilot. If I had another life, I'd be like a general surgeon. If I had another life, I'd be an engineer because I love engineers.
Yeah.
If I had another life, I'd be an actress on Broadway
All these different lives.
all these different lives. I wish I had these
You know,
different
I
lives.
feel that way too. I just love doing so many different things.
I
I've had the opportunity to do a couple of different things. I know you have too. So
I would love to have all these different opportunities. So I really want one of my kids to be an engineer. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like, oh, my little engineers.
Yeah.
Which one of you is going to be an engineer?
Maybe the 5-year-old.
And I know, right?
Yeah.
It'll be hers. Okay, so the 2 oldest, they say they want to be pilots now, and I'm just like, all right, we'll see. If they're still talking about it in high school,
Yeah.
then we'll put plans in motion to get them their flight training. Because of course I have to be their instructor, and then I gotta buy a little
Yeah.
Cessna 150. I gotta train them right.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out.
Thanks
with
for
us.
having me.
It's
It's
been
been
a
nice.
joy and a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much.
So you're on everywhere. Instagram, you're on
Yeah,
Facebook,
Instagram.
CargoBae.
I'm on YouTube. So those are my 2 main. I'm also on TikTok,
Okay.
but I'd say my main platform
YouTube.
is Instagram and YouTube. So
Okay.
it's like different. Depends on what you're looking for. If you're
Sure.
here just for the content and like the little clips, and just the entertainment value within 90 seconds or less,
Yeah.
definitely Instagram, CargoBae.
yeah.
But if you actually want more information about how to be a cargo pilot or just how to be a pilot in general, YouTube University,
Yeah.
that's where I have less frills, longer episodes, the unpacking with CargoBae episodes where you can ask questions, where you can check out cargo pilot schedule. So if you're very interested and you want that in-depth knowledge, YouTube, CargoBae on YouTube.
We'll get the dog pound to put that up.
Okay.
Go ahead and we'll put your information up on the
Sweet,
on
sweet.
this podcast YouTube as well.
Cool.
So,
Cool. Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
you come back and see us.
Appreciate it. Will do. Thank you.
Guys,
ladies.
remember you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And remember to
Smash that like button. Thank you,
we'll
Kat.
see you next time.